Get ready to be jolted out of the ordinary and into a world where conversations are charged with intensity and facts. The Lightning Strike Talk Radio with your host, Mohammed Faheem, broadcasting live from the heart of the city on Chicago's Progressive Talk Radio, WCPT 820 AM. Welcome to a radio show that charges through the airwaves with an electricity like no other. Here's your host, Mohammed Faheem.
Okay. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the Lightning Strike, and we are coming to you live from WCPT 820 AM, Chicago's Progressive Talk radio station. I'm Mohammed Faheem, and joining me today is Dr. Sheila White.
Good morning, Chicago.
And we will have Read Bible joining us a little bit later during in the program, and also we have a special guest coming in, Joe Van Dyne, who is the speaker of the Will County Board, and Joe would be joining us at about 8:20. But today, folks, I wanted to start off with something that has been buzzing in the air last week, and it is dignity versus deals inside the White House while Gaza is burning. And you all have noticed that Washington opens its doors this week, right? Not once, but twice, to two very different visitors. One came with ideas. One came with deals. And while these meetings filled headlines, another story, urgent, painful, and far away, struggled even to remain whispered. That story, folks, is Gaza. So let's look at the first visit, Zohran Mamdani, the voice of working class America. Zohran Mamdani, democratic socialist, son of immigrants, first ever Muslim mayor of New York City, stepped into the Oval Office not with lobbyists or defense contracts, but with something Washington doesn't often hear anymore. A plea for practicality, affordable housing, lower grocery prices, rental relief, working class dignity. He wasn't there for an ideological debate. He was there for results. And by the way, he was wearing a suit. Okay, so the president really respected him, I guess, for his suit also. Remember what happened when the president of Ukraine came and he was dressed casually? Our president made fun of him. So Trump, the same man who once called Zohran Mamdani a communist, listened closely and then said something very few expected. So MAGA is going gaga over this. Okay, they're going nuts. They're burning their hats. Trump said some of his ideas are actually ideas I have too. So it was a rare moment in Washington where government triumphed, even briefly, over partisanship. In today's America, that is newsworthy. The other visit, MBS, power and silence meet. So a couple of days before Mamdani's visit, another motorcade had pulled into the White House. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and Trump really laid out the red carpet for him. But unlike Mamdani, MBS hadn't come to talk about rent relief or dignity. He came with something Washington understands far better: oil, funding, weapons deals, geopolitical leverage, a possible normalization with Israel. But woven into his visit lies a haunting truth, folks, one Washington chose to sidestep. If you all remember, the CIA concluded with high confidence that MBS approved the assassination of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, a U.S. resident lured into a Saudi consulate overseas, murdered and dismembered. Remember that? Trump's response, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. We may never know. This wasn't a failure to act. It was a decision. A decision to defend a monarch over American intelligence, to protect arms deals over human rights, to treat justice as a negotiable asset. Mamdani brought the politics of dignity. MBS brought the politics of power. And the White House welcomed them both very differently. And then let's not forget, there's Gaza. This is a door that has stayed closed. While the cameras followed those motorcades, something else was happening far from Washington, folks. Gaza is under a ceasefire in name only. Despite the agreement, dozens of airstrikes, homes flattened, thousands still displaced, children sleeping under buzzing drones, hospitals without medicine, bread lines without bread, a ceasefire without peace. The world calls it a truce. On the ground, it still feels like war. No invitations are sent to the White House from Gaza. No arms deals, no lobbyists. Only pleas for help. But in Washington, silence too often has a higher value than truth. So I want to finish off with 3 questions, 3 stories. Mamdani brought a vision for everyday Americans. MBS brought influence and strategic value. Gaza brings a question. What and who does America choose to remember? Because justice is not measured by who enters the White House. It is measured by who is absent. This is the lightning strike. We just don't report news, we reveal the stories behind it. With that, folks, I want to bring in our other guest, Read Bible. Read, good morning. Thank you for joining.